Hey, we back. It's the Gus Los show coming at you straight, no chaser.
Brought to you by Q&A Coffee and A&E Signs. Across from me, we have Carlos, a.k.a. Mr. Concur, and I am Gus, a.k.a. the Nature Boy.
You decided to stick with that, didn't you?
I thought about changing it up.
Nature Boy.
Yeah. And we have with us back.
I know.
Yeah, a lot has changed. Yeah, our producer is here with us for the first time in several podcasts. So Jim is here with us. Glad to have you back, brother. Good to see you.
Good to be back. Thanks, gentlemen. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice setting. Nice atmosphere.
Right.
Outstanding.
And we have a special guest, and I will let her talk for herself.
Well, hello, everybody. I'm Stephanie Adams, and I'm good friends with Gus, and I've met Carlos and Jim tonight and just hanging out in a good space.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. You sure you don't want to say anything else? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh, all right.
She sings Broadway musicals.
Broadway, come on, speak on it.
Wow. All right. So I've been in Cincinnati 25 years, and I've been married 16, going on 17 years. And,
Whoop, whoop.
over at the Super Bowl party, hanging out with Gus, and just started talking about marriage and support and all that. And before you turn off, I promise it's not going to be a big old support group kind of thing. Don't leave. It's going to be interesting. It's already been interesting sitting here tonight talking with these gentlemen. But yeah,
It's going to be fun.
I mean, the Colonel could probably use a support group.
Gus and Los going to still be Gus and Los.
We'll pass on that.
Earlier stories, yes, I think so.
So what's going on, fellas?
It's still summertime.
So summertime. Am I still allowed to sing that song?
Oh, yeah. It sounded good.
Why not? You're not going to get slapped.
Right. Because, I ain't Chris, and I know we're a little big, but I ain't going down.
I actually saw a video. He's trying to apologize, and
He is.
Chris Rock has
He
not
ain't
reached
feeling
out.
it.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, he said he would reach out when he's ready.
Right.
You know, and it's, to me, I think Will's like, well, I need you to accept it now because I'm taking hits everywhere. And that's what Chris, I think, is on his mind, is like, well, your career is suffering right now. So it's not really legit, bro.
Not my problem.
You're not really, coming from a deep place like that,
Right.
Plus, I really feel like Chris blames Jada for his actions. So that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Right.
What say you, sir?
I'm neutral. I don't care.
Nature boy.
I don't care. I don't freaking care.
Nature boy. I mean,
really
that's just
care.
my opinion. I don't care one way or another. But
Yeah.
if you want my 2 cents, that's it.
Right.
What do you think, Colonel?
What's that term? That term that they used for her?
G.I. Jane?
No. There's a word for when you use a man like that.
Ooh.
Henpex?
No, it's worse than that. Come on, guys, work with me here.
See, the Colonel, y'all, in case y'all done forgot, because he hasn't been around for a while, he's been full of these fun facts, and he expects for us to know this shit when we do not.
When a woman, it's cuckold.
Cuckold?
Cuckold. You guys never heard that word before?
Hell no.
Cuckold.
I thought that was a genre. That's a genre in porn, isn't it?
Oh, what a God.
So I've been told.
Well, I know.
To cuckold your husband is to humiliate him essentially in public. So yes, I'm sure there's porn where they're being cuckolded with whatever.
Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. So, but
I'm good.
she,
I'm good.
I believe, my opinion is that he was cuckolded. I think he was. She just had a certain amount of influence and power over him, and she pulled that string.
Yeah.
And he got the message and went up there and did something extraordinarily stupid, which I don't think it's even in his character.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think it's normally in his character.
I don't think so either.
He got a foot up his ass and went up there and did it, and now he's going to pay for it for a long time.
Well, and it goes back to what we've said.
Cuckold.
And we've said this many podcasts ago. A good woman will alter a man's brain chemistry to either where he's really reserved or he'll do stuff like Will did.
So my thing is, like when I got married, Damn, I said I wasn't gonna talk about my marriage tonight. But anyway, it's hard not to.
Well, I
got a good woman, y'all.
It says 5 minutes and 32 seconds here,
It's
so
like-
it didn't take long.
Right. So it's like I said, are you going to get with a woman where it's like, oh, behind me, I got a good woman? Or are you going to be like me, where I say, beside me, I have a good woman? Because to me, that's where a good woman belongs, beside you, not behind you. We ain't in Japan.
Okay. It's
Why you
summertime.
looking like that? Why you looking like that, Gus?
Looking like
Why you
what?
looking like that, Gus?
I don't know. Hey, it's summertime, brother. It's summertime.
Oh, shit.
It is summertime.
We're going to speak on that look
Great
later.
Mungo Jerry song
It
in the
is
summertime.
Yes. Still not drinking.
Still not drinking?
Got my organic lemonade. I am feeling great. Been going. So what I did not know, one of my gyms that I belong to has a sauna. Man, when I step out of that thing,
You know who loves saunas? The Norwegians and Danes. They love. They love
Fun
those
fact.
saunas. When we were in Kosovo, the Norwegians had a sauna in their little portion of the camp.
yeah, it's big there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. God, it's so hot.
I see
I
why,
love
man.
saunas, dude. They pour everything up out of you.
Yeah.
All that poison.
Yeah,
Get it up out of you.
consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fun though. But you got to dump into a cold pool afterwards.
Right. So what's everybody drinking? What's that wine you have, Stephanie?
I've got a Pinot Noir. It's
All
quite
right.
nice from California.
Pinot.
How'd you like it? It was a blind buy, and I
Was
said,
it? I might be dipping in the Buffalo Trace though in a minute.
"Oh, hey, be
well,
hey,
oh,
it's for you. It's for you."
Let me pour some of my glass before it goes away.
The Colonel.
There's an
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah, we got a spare glass.
Right.
I will stick with my organic lemonade.
All right.
And when you so Gus and Los show is brought to you by again Q&A Coffee. Helps you improve your mental endurance and focus, and it has a superior taste. Q&A Coffee is for thinkers and I, like us at the Gus and Los show. Let's make some time for Q&A. You can find them at QAcoffee.com. That's the letter Q, letter A.com.
Can I add something here? So
Go
because
ahead.
I haven't been around in a while, I've been out of Q&A Coffee.
I just hooked him up,
for
y'all.
like a month and a half.
I just hooked him up,
and
y'all.
I've been trying different coffees. I've been making my coffee in the morning, every frickin' morning, and it sucks because I'm telling you that Q&A Coffee is the best thing I've ever had in my life. I don't ever want to drink anything else, and if you ever short me like that again, I'm gonna hunt you down and kill you.
Okay, Pookie.
Well, I may not kill you, but I'll probably
Hey, Gus.
That was a hell of an endorsement.
He
put a
for
burning
Q&A
Like Pookie
Coffee.
on New
bag
Jack
of poop on
New
your
Jack City.
doorstep or something.
It just keep calling me.
Coffee's amazing, dude. I'm telling you,
It's good stuff.
it's good.
Oh, by the way.
really good.
By the way, he is coming out with a new bag. So Eyes Wide is the one we've been drinking.
Yeah.
He is coming out with
Yeah.
a new one, and I will make sure that you get that. Yes, that is.
Yeah,
Eyes
that's
Wide.
it.
Yes,
It's
sir.
delicious.
I gave my good friend Kevin a bag.
Did you drink
He's
coffee?
stealing it.
I do.
He's literally stealing it from me right now as I'm watching.
I look forward to it.
I gave him his own bag. I don't know what the hell's going on around here.
There we go.
Just so you know, Kevin, he knows how to kill a man 100 ways.
Do that.
That's
And
a real
they'll
fun
never
fact.
find me.
That's a
They'll never know.
He is my
But
friend.
I wouldn't do that to a friend of a friend.
Okay.
That's not going to
wow.
happen.
All right.
That's nice to know.
I got rules.
That's nice to know. All right, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, followers, is I'm going to pose the question to those who are married, specifically to those who are married, looking to get married. Is your spouse's interests important to you? Should they be important to you? That's the topic, and we're going to dive into it.
All right.
This conversation started. I'll let you tell it.
Oh, well, we were at a Super Bowl party, and it was an exciting year, right? The Bengals in the Super Bowl. It was really awesome stuff. So we've been imbibing a little bit, and you start just getting free flowing with conversation. And we were talking about an experience that I was having because I was recently cast in a musical, and I was in the midst of all the rehearsals, a community theater group, and very excited about it. Hadn't done a musical for a long time, and was getting such tremendous support from my husband. And Gus just said, "Well, how do you do that? How do you manage all the stuff you got to do with work and the house and all this kind of stuff, and do that most evenings with rehearsals. And I said, he really supports me well. My husband, Guy, is just fantastic. He lets me fly. And he's like, that's interesting. He lets you fly. And I said, yeah, go do your thing. It's really exciting for you, and this is the season that I'm getting to do that. And he said, you've let me do that he does bow hunting, and I know that I don't see him for a little while in the fall because he goes off and does his own thing. And as we dug into it a little bit, it's more than just, go do that, I'll handle all the errands, I'll take care of the bills. It's caring when your spouse or your partner comes back home. It's like, how'd it go? What happened tonight? What was this? And showing the interest and asking the questions. Or many nights when I'd come out at 11:30 or whatever, he might ask me over coffee, Q&A coffee.
Q&A coffee.
Q&A coffee the next morning. So, yeah, that's how it came about.
Cool. And let me tell you, when I heard her talk, that when she said, Guy lets me fly, I felt that. And Guy, that was a testament to you, brother. You were cheering on the Bengals.
Don't hate on the Bengals.
That's a great line, though. I like that. I like that line. That's really nice.
And let me say, when she said it, she lit up. She lit up. So that's what, when she said that, it just hit me like, man, this needs to be discussed on the podcast, even though Carlos doesn't think so.
I never said that.
Man, you've been giving me crap all week.
You bigger than me. Don't speak for me. I'm feisty. I told you. I tell y'all every podcast.
All right, don't make me put you in the sleeper.
He's a bully. All right. He's a bully.
Little bit. But yeah, so let's dive into it. I just felt that this was a topic because everybody at this table is married. I was married, so we can we can talk about it. We can have an adult conversation. We can feel free to cuss, drink, smoke, and just a regular old Gus Los show.
By the way, take a look at that.
That's getting bigger. I'll let you tell them.
Getting bigger.
So when we first started, we had no idea that we would pick up any traction. Actually, Gus and I, we're not about numbers, but when it happens, we just kind of get excited, and it's like, oh wow, okay, that's exciting, and we just hit 4,300 followers.
Woo! Hit that button, Jim.
Is that the same as
hit that hand clap?
Subscribe. Oh yeah. Well done.
Your boy's good.
Well done.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you to each and every one of you followers.
We appreciate
that. Yes.
We appreciate you.
All right, so who wants to go first?
Well, since it's your topic, I think it should be you.
All right. So I did a deep dive. I've read some articles, and I'm just going to touch on some bullet points here.
Okay.
I don't want to take up.
Oh shit! He pulling out research. You hear the papers?
Just saying.
My man.
Just saying.
My man. Now, the thing is, and y'all know I rib him about this, is finding the page that it's on. That is the challenge. And I've told him about bookmarks. I thought we learned about that in elementary.
You know what? I had my spot until you started talking.
No, don't blame me. Don't blame me.
They got sticky pads.
Hey, Jim, how about you hit us with a fun fact while I find this? How about that?
All right. Fun fact. Did you know that killer whales aren't whales?
What are?
Huh?
No, killer whales are not whales. They are dolphins. Yep,
No
Stephanie
way.
knew that. Yeah.
No way.
Yep, that's true. Actually, the largest species of dolphin.
Wow.
But
So why are they constantly murking dolphins then?
They'll eat anything. They eat whales. They eat dolphins. They eat whatever they can. They work as a team, like
Yes,
dolphins do.
Yes, they do.
And they're very cooperative, and they travel in pods, family pods.
So the movie Orca was bullshit.
No,
Orca was by himself.
Orca. Well, that probably is bullshit. Yeah.
Okay.
Orca was gone.
Yeah, they usually travel. They work as a team. They are probably the apex predator, even more so than sharks, because sharks generally work alone. Orcas, if orcas decide they want to go after a target, you're
pretty much done.
pretty much done. Yeah,
I
Great
did
fish.
see that they will actually play with their food. Like
They do.
will launch a
Seals.
seal.
Yep,
They
they'll
will launch
flip
a
them
seal
in the air
30
and-
feet in the air, just playing with it.
Yep.
Just launching it. Just take turns launching it in the air before they murk it.
It's not funny, but it's funny. That visual, man.
Dude, I was on you. You know, you shouldn't go on YouTube, but I was on YouTube looking at that. I was just like, this is messed up.
Well, everyone thinks dolphins are all cute and sweet and nice and all that.
I became a father immediately. Like, stop playing with your food and just eat it.
Wow. All right, guys, I found my place.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Jim, for that fun fact.
I got one more left in me, so you got another dead space.
All right. So I'm going to just touch on a couple bullet points. So there are two bottom lines as it's related to being interested in your interests of your spouse. If you care about your spouse, you will naturally care about their interests. Notice I didn't say you will share in them. Your spouse's hobbies help them to be the better version of yourself, which is what I picked up when you were talking about the play and guy. And they give one a sense of meaning, and it's a way to practice self-care. And those interests allow the individual be the best version of themselves. Another bullet point I want to touch on: caring about your spouse's interests doesn't mean. I already said that. But caring about their interests, let me go back. Caring about their interests doesn't, you don't have to care, but show support. Like you said, when a guy comes home, hey, what'd you do? What'd you catch? Blah, 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 blah. Affirming and compliment them in their interests. And on the occasion where the spouse does join, it allows the other spouse, the one who's participating, to be the expert, whether that's man or woman. So, just a couple things I picked up on.
So, I know I said I wasn't going to really, but you know me.
But you can't.
I'm Mr. Concur.
You
I concur with that statement. I can speak on this. I'm the expert, sir. I'm married.
No. I thought you were going to go back to, remember, off mic, you said, I'm not going to talk about my marriage.
But I am.
Yeah, so, well, it's a big part of who you are.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. So, and what you're saying, so I'm opening up a bar. Mm-hmm. And the hospitality industry has always been my thing. Mm-hmm. It's been my thing. It's been the bane of my wife's existence because it takes so much time away from family, away from her. It's a lot of hours. A lot of 60, 70-hour weeks sometimes when I would run restaurants, because I was running fine dining restaurants and, of course, attention to detail and all that mess. So now that I'm about to embark on this bar, it's going to kind of be the same thing, even more so because it's mine and my business partners. So, but I'm the kinetic guy on it because I know hospitality, he doesn't. Mm-hmm. So she has came to the bar just recently. She's been helping me. She's painted. She's came up with some decals for my tables. I didn't ask her to do this. Mm-hmm. And, at the same time, she will go to friends and she'll say, we're about to open our bar. Right now, full disclosure, I had a problem with that because I'm like, wait a minute, you're talking about my bar. You get we can get a little bit of, we can get a little territorial in marriage at times when it's like, well, this is mine and that's yours over there. This is my interest. You're not really interested in this, However, she did expound upon that and say, it's really your bar, but I'm married to you. So, I try to treat it like you would.
Sense of pride.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. Mm-hmm. And she really, really, really got into it by saying this one day. Her and my business partner, who knows nothing about hospitality, were talking. And they were asking me questions like, well, Carlos, what about this? And Carlos, what about that? 25 years in the game. So I'm answering like they're general managers who know what I'm talking about. So I'm speaking like I'm speaking to another general manager, and they kind of looking at me with blank faces. And later on that night, my wife was like, I'm not trying to tell you how to, explain things to your business partner, and me for that matter, but you need to break it down a little bit because we were lost. Mm-hmm. We were lost, and we want to know what, kind of what you're talking about so that we can further help you when you embark on this endeavor. Dude, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And that meant a lot to me because this is a woman that's saying something like that to a guy who has been a part of a business that has took from the family more so than give. And when I say that, I've gotten paid and I pay bills. it helps. It pays the bills. You know what I mean? However, I miss games. I miss recitals. I miss all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? And she put up with that. So for her to still want to know, like, okay, I just want to know, what it is, that you're, she's never did this when I was working for other people. It's like, okay, well, now that it's about you, now I want to know. Now that it's yours, now I want to know. I have a vested interest because it's yours, and I'm married to you, so I'm in the game too. Right. And she put herself in there. And I won't lie, it kind of shocked me.
Good, yeah.
It kind of shocked me because, she's been bashing restaurants like, they just work you to death.
Well,
which they do.
They do.
You brought up an important word, vested. She's vested.
Yes.
For whatever reason, this time versus the last time, vested.
You know what? You come up with these stuff. You be knowing like I'm gonna get Los. He gonna say he don't want to do this, but he gonna be all up in it.
So
that's my boy.
So reading these articles, I actually flipped through my mental Rolodex of when I was married. It's like, damn, and I came away with something startling, not startling.
You see me and a
little,
me and Jim are grabbing the edges of our chair. We
yeah.
don't,
Oh my God!
we don't know where this is going. Oh my God! We don't know where this is going.
Not the fingernails again.
And what I discovered,
oh shit!
Like I said, it was startling, but not startling.
Not an epiphany.
It was, but it wasn't. Maybe because I haven't thought about it in so long.
Call it a near epiphany.
My ex-wife didn't support me in shit.
I knew it. Here we go.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My wife had her good points, but as it pertains to this conversation, I cannot tell you the number of endeavors that came my way. We talked about the career as a police officer. She thwarted that.
Yeah, I remember we
royally.
Yeah,
you'd have been the scariest cop I'd ever seen.
I'd have been like,
well,
if I saw you slam the door and start walking over to the side of my car,
I was going to K-9 division.
I'd have pissed my pants. I swear to God.
Let me tell y'all, Augustus approaching your car as a cop is like Shaq approaching your damn car. Damn. Wow. Like, officer, can you lean down so that I can?
Hell no! About to hit my head.
It's like
can you move your arm, your biceps in a way?
You're just gonna start confessing. I swear to God, I didn't mean to cheat in high school.
Right, and that roach that's in there,
I pulled you over because you're speeding.
But I smoked it the other day, officer.
And as I'm looking back, I was just.
You were searching.
I think I had an epiphany. I was startled all over again.
Yeah, that's it.
This woman.
Okay.
Didn't support me.
Gus. I'm gonna have to.
No. Let me finish. Let me get this off my chest.
Oh Lord.
Let me get this off my chest.
How much does he owe to Gus?
No, I think I'm gonna provide a good counterpoint to this. This is a good lead-in.
Let's let him get it out. Go ahead.
This is a good lead-in.
As it pertains to what I read in the article, as I listened to you eloquently state how Katie supported you,
right?
As the genesis of this whole topic came about, heard you talk. I didn't have that experience. How we made it 12 years, I have no idea. With that said, I'm like, damn. How I even thrived in that environment is beyond me.
I don't know what episode it was, but I think we know how you.
It was like episode 15.
I don't know what. Episode 15. Yeah, he let y'all know. Go back and visit that.
I told you about this. Just real quick. I'm gonna just throw out one, maybe two. Was at a club. Long story short, I run into Nelly's security, and Nelly's about to go on tour. And me and him, we're sizing each other up from across the bar. I'm like, yeah. Come to find out, he was the coolest guy.
Right.
We're doing shots, and he's like, dude, I want you on my, I want you to come on tour with us. I'm like, oh yeah? I'm like, what you talking about? He says, for 4 months. And this was back in the day when you still get paid under the table.
Right.
So we talking about
straight
cash.
Tax-free,
no taxes. He said for 4
Screw the
months.
government.
And
Right.
this was early 2000s?
He was going to pay his taxes. In case y'all listen.
Take it to the man. No, he's not. No, he's not.
I cannot confirm.
Or deny.
Yeah, I can't confirm nor deny. For 4 months, he was gonna give me 65 grand. Woo! For 4 months.
Damn, that's good money.
I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to figure this out. Like, okay, I'll leave work. Work had already cleared it. Last thing I did was talk to my wife. I'm like, babe, I need you to hold it. Basically, long story short, hold it down for 4 months. I would wire you the freaking money. All my expenses are paid for.
Right.
That's 240 grand a year.
Yes.
Well, no, this was just for 4 months.
No, but that's
Yeah.
that equals that's
Yeah.
I'm just doing the math here. I'm not real fast, but that's
Right.
pretty good.
Lord.
That's pretty good. Take.
And you're right. Looking
good take.
back, if I could have did it over again, I'd have been like, hey, fuck you. I'm leaving. If you don't like it, you can leave this motherfucking house.
Right.
Just send me the papers, whatever.
Okay. Oh, they're not
But she said no. She said no. Just outright no. I'm like, I didn't even get 2 minutes into it. Nah. And you know why? You know what was her number one complaint? You gonna be around all them women.
But you're around women every day.
And I said, look, I told her, and I was still bound. I was like, look, I'm not in it for the pussy. I'm like, if you don't know me well by now, I like money more than I like
because
pussy.
they're gonna trade up to you versus the rock and roll singer, whoever it is
Right.
you're courting. Right.
It's about Nelly, not me.
Right.
I'm a shadow.
So, yeah. So I envy you guys who have people that support you.
You know what you should have did? You should have had her a sign made. And I'm going to tell you, you should have had it made by. You should have had it made by A&E Signs and Lighting. They're a truly full-service sign company. They design, manufacture, install, and service from their plant in Cincinnati, Ohio. In addition to the normal sign fabrication, they fabricate TV towers, ATM surrounds, canopies, and destination and wayfinding sculptures. So reach out to Anthony Meyer and get you a sign made because he will make it. He should have made a sign for
That'd
her.
have fixed everything. Yeah, for sure.
And blinking lights.
That was
right there. Blinking lights. Nelly.
Yeah.
Security.
Right.
That might have been
only.
that might have been one of your worst segues ever, but
Wow.
Word.
well, okay, maybe not worse. But,
She needed a sign. She needed
Yeah.
that motherfucking
Oh, yeah.
bright lights.
well, she needed a neon help sign. Yes, that's for sure. So, can I counterpoint? May I retort?
Please do. Please do.
So
Come on,
this may
Colonel.
come as a surprise to you, but my wife is much better at this than I am.
I can concur with that.
Wow.
I am Mr. Concur.
I think the only reason we're still married after 35 years is because she has been so good at really supporting me at things that she really had no interest in, especially deployments, the Army,
Right.
Going out in the field for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. I've always told people that Debbie is the best Army wife that ever existed. She
really-
is a champ. She,
Go hit that button for Debbie. Go hit that button.
There we go.
You better clap your hands and stomp your feet. You know where I'm going. That's an inside joke.
I mean, it pales in comparison to me trying to support her. She's a big Fish fan, right? And so, she comes back from a Fish concert, and I'll ask her, how was the show? And, it was the best show ever. Okay, great. What songs do they play? And, and she loves Fish. She loves Fish.
Does.
And, they don't do it for me, generally.
At all.
I mean, no, not at all. I would say 1 out of every 10 songs.
Like I said,
They'll get into like a bluesy song, and I'll be like, "Oh, damn, that's good."
Right.
But then they get into some stuff that's
you was doing good. You was doing good.
but
Remember, she's listening.
No, I know she's listening. But I go to the shows. I went with her
Keeping it true.
to Madison Square Garden, and but I will tell you, I'm going to be honest. My commitment is not nearly as strong as hers, and she's always been better at at supporting me at things that were really important to me.
Right.
You know, my military career back in the day was super important.
Right.
Especially when we were on active duty. You know, I was gone a lot. But even deployments.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Debbie's an absolute champ. I mean, we get rocketed while I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, hey, sweetie, I got to go. She's like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine, you know. It's no problem, you know.
You're just dropping bombs.
Right. She's like, okay, talk to you later, you know. She's a real champ, you know. And I would say to your point, you know, we all have personality styles. You know, they've got that disc thing that you do in business, right? You know, D is the direct, you know, and I'm heavy in the D side, you know.
No.
I know. Odd. Weird, right?
You know what?
But Debbie's on the S. We're opposites.
It's to her point.
We are complete yin and yang.
It's to her point. She let you fly.
She does.
Yeah.
She did. She absolutely did. And she supported, and she did a great job with the kids. And, you know, I think for what you're talking about, I would put my wife up as the model for how that's done correctly, how that's done the best.
So what you're saying
Right?
is,
I fall short. I will admit I fall short.
Jim,
But she's the model.
So what you're saying is now is a perfect time, and I give you shit every podcast. You know I don't give a fuck. Now is the perfect time for us to build the island.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time for us to build
Hallelujah.
I don't. Wow. We've been trying to build it. Now is the perfect time.
Hallelujah.
To build that. I got you.
Would you like to?
I got you.
that? Oh.
Me and all my tools. I got you, brother.
The island? You want to?
Build the island. I need to.
Yes. So Debbie wants an island in her kitchen.
She wants an island in the kitchen.
How long has she talked about that?
I'm gonna get back to that.
For 20 years, she wants an island. Damn. I've done a lot of improvements to the house.
Me and Carlos just thought it was 2. It's been 20?
But I haven't done an island yet. So
I love you, Debbie.
So
she has
2 decades.
absolutely deserved an island.
Yes, she
and
does.
some better lighting.
And she is, in that place where we do the podcast over there as well, we call it the man cave. She is the man cave mama. Make no mistakes about that.
Would you like to chime in?
So here's the deal. She let you do that because she felt like you had her back when you came home. Like she felt incredibly comfortable that you needed to go with your military deployment.
Yeah.
It was going to be hard for her. She knew when you came back, you were all in.
She always handled it like a champ, and she never revealed the stress because it is stressful. It's I mean, I'll be honest. You know, my life becomes very simple on a deployment. In Afghanistan, it was plan a mission, conduct a combat mission, go home, you know, recalibrate, plan the next mission. I didn't have to worry about the bills.
Right.
Yep.
The water heater, none of that shit. I didn't have to worry about any of that crap. And the kids in school, they're stressed out. She's dealing with that. My life becomes very simple. While more dangerous, it's really simple. I mean, you know, it's
simple.
It is. You wake up, you shower, you go plan a mission. You take your guys out on the mission.
Let me say
you conduct
this,
the
Joe.
mission. You come home. That's it. It's rinse and repeat.
Let me say this. So let me say this to my brother over here, Gus. Because you did not, this is on my heart to say to you, because you know you're my brother. Because you didn't get that from your first marriage, brother, when you do, I envy you. Because you are going to get to enjoy for the first time. It's almost like tasting a cupcake for the first time as a kid. You know, or being allowed to eat sugar for the first time as a kid. I envy you that you actually are going to get to experience that when you do. You know what I mean? I got to choose my words here carefully. When you do embark upon that journey. I'm going to choose my words carefully. You know what I mean?
Speak on it. Speak on it.
When you do, when that actually happens, and you know are with that particular person, you are just going to be blown away, because you know You might not even realize it might just happen. Because for me, it just happened when I got with Kate. Because when I got with my wife, I had no plans of getting married again. This is my second marriage. I had no plans, and I told her straight up, "Hey, I love you. We can be together for as long as we can be together, but I have no plans on getting married again. But I just want you to know I love you." And my wife now, but girlfriend at the time, just looked at me and smiled and said, "Okay."
Wow.
Because she knew. She knew.
I will tell you, I won the lottery. I stumbled on the one human being on the planet that could tolerate me for 35 years.
Same here. Same
I
here.
swear to God, that's true. I swear to God, that's true.
I envy you on that.
So to retort to your
May I
comment,
retort?
even in that environment, I still thrive.
Yes.
And with my personality, dude, I'm so low maintenance. I get where you're coming from.
As your friend, I have to no. 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 Hell.
Well,
How's it?
I mean,
I'm your brother. I'm not.
he does have some strange dietary habits.
We both alphas. Nope, we both alphas. We don't bullshit.
Yeah, I don't even know what that
This
is.
is a motherfucker. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
But you know what? I do demand a lot from myself, but for somebody else, I don't expect it. Now, if I get it, great. Woo, I would sing, jump over the mountains.
Right.
But I don't. I'm like, when it comes, it comes.
Can I challenge you with something?
Sure. I mean, I appreciate it.
Because I'm in the same boat as you, right? I have very high expectations of myself, and then when I don't meet those, it's obvious, right? I don't hide my emotions when I personally fail.
Alphas don't.
But that translates to the people around you. It translates to your children. It translates to your wife. They believe that you're holding them to that same standard. Whether or not you do doesn't matter. I think internally they internalize that how you treat yourself. There was kind of a weird interview with Aaron Rodgers where he tried some psychedelic drug.
I saw a piece of that.
Talking about how he learned to love himself.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Unconditional love.
And it changed his relationship with the whole team and everything. But I think it was enlightening because it talks about how you treat yourself is going to translate to how other people think you expect of them, what you expect of them. And while I may not have. I mean, I don't think I was extraordinarily hard. It's not like if my kids didn't show up with an A, they were,
Right. Okay, let me interject.
Banned to the back room or something.
Let me interject on this because I want a female's perspective on that. So I want her to comment on what you just said.
Yeah.
High
I wanna hear what she-
expectations?
Yes.
Yeah, because I have those for me.
Right.
I have very high expectations for me. It actually started very young. I was expected to have incredibly good grades. I was expected to do a lot of things, right? Because I was going to be not very far in my family as far as getting college degrees on the female side. So I held myself to a lot of high standards, and it put a lot of pressure. Guy's not my first marriage, but he's the one I'm doing the best with.
Hello.
Because I won't go all Aaron Rodgers. I haven't taken anything. I just had Pinot Noir, not any psychedelics.
Yeah, but you don't know what we slipped in that Pinot Noir. So
I wasn't that high bourbon yet, but no, you have to like yourself and understand limits. Like, okay, I push myself that hard, but I'm not gonna inflict that on anybody else. I have to own it when I'm talking with Guy. I'd be like, all right, I wanted to do this, and he'll look at me and go, okay, but what did you get done? And I rattle it off, and he's
Right.
like, that's an awful lot of stuff you
Right.
got done. What are
Right.
you worried about with this thing that you put out there for
Right.
yourself? How's your boss feel about it? How does our kid feel about it?
when I'm circling the apocalyptic drain, right?
Bring it on back,
Like
man. Bring it on back.
Debbie's like, it's going to be okay. It's all going to work out, I've got the IRS beating on my door. She's like, it's all going to work out. It's going to be fine. I'm like, no, they're going to take everything. We're going to be living in a cardboard box under a bridge. Don't you understand? She's like, it'll be okay. You'll work it out. She's like, you work it out. You always work it out.
And if you're having a bad day, you get 24 hours to feel sorry for yourself. Then get over it. Move
Yeah,
on.
get over it.
Get over
Yeah.
it. 24 hours.
You're right. Just true.
Now,
Gus.
now, what's interesting is and we've kind of touched on the good points or the benefits of having your spouse support your interests.
Right.
I've seen some scenarios, and I think everything. I believe everything happens for a reason. We see things for a reason. For a reason. And I've looked into some scenarios where I'm like, I do not want that.
Yeah.
There's no warmth. The spouse could give a fuck about what that other person. And I'm like, wow, that's not. Man, we all have an image of whether it's marriage, life, getting older. I'm like, that definitely doesn't fit my image, and I don't know a whole lot, but that's not can't be too healthy. And what does that mean, or what does that say about that relationship? I know for me, when my spouse didn't support me, I started to resent her. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
absolutely
and I had to wrestle.
Absolutely.
I mean, I was like, I love this woman, but man, she will not bend in this area or areas. And you know what? And you know the difference between Gus now, Gus then. Gus was Teletubby. Gus was Teletubby during my marriage. I can't picture you as a Teletubby. Gus was a Teletubby.
So she's looking a little confused. Explain what a Teletubby is to her.
So you remember the show?
I do.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Once you see it, you can't forget.
Yeah, sadly.
So we've categorized Teletubbies as the opposite of an alpha.
Yeah. Okay.
A man who will let the woman wear the pants. And I didn't have very many marriage models, so therefore so the fact that her parents were married 30 some odd years when we got married, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna pattern myself after her fine. That was the wrong thing to do.
Let me say this.
That was the wrong thing to do.
Hold tight.
Go ahead. Because that was a matriarchal society that I stepped into. I morphed from Teletubby to Alpha, and I was the black sheep.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
absolutely.
I got pushed back from everybody.
Absolutely.
And I was cool with that. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I still love you.
Right.
But trying to change that dynamic in my marriage,
She wanted.
I let too many. So one or two things should have happened. Either we shouldn't have been married as long as we were, or once again, Gus now, Gus then, we shouldn't even got married in the first place.
Yep.
Yet it happened. Like I said, wouldn't be here. I had to go through some experiences with her.
Yeah, but you can't change the past. So
I think the man upstairs was trying to give you a sign when he made you late.
Well, I suspect
he's like, not only am I gonna make you late, I'm gonna make you real late.
And for those who don't know, I was an hour and a half late for my wedding.
Hey, that was an hour and a half. It was not his fault. We'll expound upon that on another show.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is this like the Blues Brothers? Baby, I lost my suit. I ran out of gas.
No, it's actually more
got robbed on the way.
I tell you, so I was
It's not my fault.
It wasn't my fault. I was actually detained.
He was actually detained.
I was actually detained.
By the popo?
That's what I was
Mall
security.
Mall cop.
Mall security.
I get a call hours before the wedding. She said she needed a bra. I'm like, you don't have any. Her bridesmaids were. She ain't listening. Her bridesmaids were shit.
Like Victoria's.
They were worth shit.
Victoria's Secret's bra.
So I'm like, okay, I'll go. I wasn't authorized to use.
As a future husband should.
I wasn't authorized to use her card. And, swipe, sir, can you come with me? I'm like, I'm late. I'm going to be late for my wedding. They weren't buying that.
Because you were using her card?
Because I wasn't authorized to use her card.
Mind you, this is his future wife. He's not authorized to use her card.
That was my point.
I caught it.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
I caught it.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
Mm-hmm. That was the man upstairs saying,
well, that was
I'm going to stir this pot.
That was your sign from God.
Like, are you sure?
Yeah, I feel like that movie was like, show me a
Noah. You will build me an ark.
Love is blind.
It is.
And I was blinded. But it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, how many wives would let you blow up $5,000 worth of fireworks every year in your backyard.
Only yours.
Only
yours.
mine.
Wow.
Only mine.
Only yours.
Right? How many wives would like? Because
You know
that's
what,
a
Jim?
passion.
Jim, $5,000 is an island.
Oh, by the way.
You're probably pretty close. Probably pretty close.
I went there.
By the way.
And you are going to
By the
get
way,
in trouble.
so we haven't
Holy
spoken. We haven't
Moses.
spoken. We haven't spoken since 4th of July.
Yeah.
Carlos, you missed
I
it.
missed it
Oh
this year.
man.
So side note.
Oh man.
Side note. We go to Jim's. Jim blows up the neighborhood, literally. I mean, his fireworks rival Rozzy. They rival Rozzy.
No, they beat Rozzy.
Sets it to
They beat.
music, all of that. So this year's fireworks that he did, I actually pushed the theme for this year.
You did.
And wasn't able to make
It was your idea.
What was
Yes,
that
it
thing?
was.
What?
Space.
Space.
Space
And
was the theme.
oh my goodness. So I had to go on YouTube to watch.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
I need that link.
So
Yes, I did.
I need that link.
Yes, I did.
it's a 30-minute show.
Pales in
All
comparison.
time with
I
music.
know it does.
And
Pales, because
And I did hear Gus yell his annual "Get him, Jim!"
yeah, I heard it too.
He yells that every year. Get him, Jim!
and let me tell you, when I said that, I was laying prostrate in the grass. Debris hitting my hat, gunpowder in my eyes. I'm like, I don't care. And
When I tell you his shows are spectacular.
And let me tell you, the music, it had to only. It only happens when at your fireworks. The
So-
hairs on my arm they stand up.
I
you
love
know,
that.
Like,
But you know,
I love
'cause
that.
I'm 14 again. I'm
I
like,
love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Jim, you know what I'm about to say. Nobody. I'm calling, and Jim uses this word, military man. None of you fucking Muldoons.
Muldoons.
None of you fucking Muldoons thought, well, let's just put a little brisket to the side. Nobody thought.
Sorry, bruh.
No,
that-
Sorry, bruh.
dude, the brisket was
Really,
gone,
though?
man.
Sorry, bruh.
He makes a brisket that is like
It was gone.
You want it? You got to come get it, player.
Brisket got,
Really?
brisket
Really?
got killed
Yeah.
early.
That's how y'all feel.
Yes, sir. Hey, I took some food.
So who
I
gonna
took a dish.
And a bowl.
Yeah, I took the whole damn bowl. Hey, Debbie said I could do it.
Man Cave Mama signed off. It's done
Wants
deal.
the bowl back.
No,
Yeah, I got it. It's in the car.
No,
It's in the
not Debbie's
car.
bowl.
It's in the
wants- she
car.
wants-
Yeah, it's a friend.
One of
Yeah.
my Masonic brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
He was like,
that's
"Hey, one of your
another-
friends took my bowl." I'm like,
That's
What?
another thing into the 4th of July thing. The food. Oh my God.
Good God.
I put everything. I probably start planning again. This is a credit to my wife. Okay, this is a bit of an obsession.
Taking the interest.
Okay,
Yeah.
she helps. She helps with the wiring and the fusing of the fireworks. You know, she really is. She really supports me in this. We'll call it a hobby. But you know, it's expensive. And you know, and she really gets into it. She cooks a lot of food on her own, and I cook a lot of food, and it's a really, really big deal for us. But it's
It is.
really a big deal for me.
And Jim wakes up very, very early. And the
Oh,
first
yeah.
thing he does, except for the past couple of months, is he starts his day off with Q&A coffee, which helps improve your mental endurance and focus.
That boy
And
good.
has a superior
That-
taste. Q&A coffee is good. It's for thinkers like Gus and I here in the Gus and Los show. Make some time for Q&A. You can find it at the QandAcoffee.com. That's the letter Q, letter A.com.
That was a superb segue.
That boy good. That boy good.
Superb.
That's my man right there. That boy good.
So let me say this.
That
Let me
boy
flip it.
silky.
That almost made me purr. Wow, that was really good.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Blue
speaking
wouldn't
of-
like that. Blue is his dog, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful dog.
Oh man,
Beautiful dog.
he's about big as this table right now, isn't he?
No, he's not that big.
What
I will
He's
say-
getting bigger.
Blue, I love you, but shout out to Ziggy.
Oh yeah, we love Ziggy was my first dog.
Ziggy was the first dog. He is
Yeah.
the original man cave
Man cave
mascot.
dog. Yeah.
Yes, he's the
Jack.
original.
Oh, little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
18, almost 18 years he lived.
Yeah, he
good
did.
long time.
Wow.
Yeah, he was around.
Ate
for a long
everything we ate.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I paid for that later.
He lived longer than my marriage. Oh! Shout out to Ziggy.
Shout out to Ziggy.
Hardcore.
So let me flip this. I'm gonna flip it because for the past, I don't know how long, we ain't gonna even look at the time. For the past, I don't know how long, it's been about the women. See, now I'm into it, Gus. I'm into it. It's been about the
Need some more
women.
drink?
It's been about, yes, I do. Always. It's been about the women supporting, and it's been about our interests. So what about the women's interests? So what you have sparked is a memory of mine with my wife. I said I wasn't going to talk about my marriage.
You can't help it. You can't help it.
He's got to do it.
I can't. I got to do it. So I remember at one time my wife was going through this entrepreneurial feeling that she had. She was going through this. You better pull some bourbon and It's all right. We got another bottle. I got another bottle. I brought it back up.
Oh.
We all know what that is because we know Mr. Concur love him some Woodford. Anyway, so to elaborate on the subject, without even knowing it, I dove into her interest. You know what I mean? To me, and I'm not, beating my own chest and blowing my own horn, but without even knowing it, if you love somebody, you just do it.
Yes.
So
you gotta
she went
support 'em.
through.
Yes.
She did the whole. There was a time she wanted to do pure romance. I'm like, yeah, okay. There was a lot.
She was going to write it?
No, she was selling it for us.
Oh, okay,
Selling
I
it.
got you. Okay.
Selling it. So, there was a lot of toys around the house. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Nice.
Anyway, and so she went through that
could have been
phase.
fun.
She went through that phase like, I need this much for that. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. You know what I mean? If you need me to show up and hand out fucking dildo cupcakes, I'll do it, because you're my wife.
Impressive.
So then she went from that to being a gold. You remember when gold, everybody was like getting gold from people and throwing parties and trying to sell it and all that jazz. She went to that. Then she went to, I think I maybe want to start like my own little art boutique, which she is a great artist. My wife is a great artist. Very, very, very.
We need to put some of her art into the July 4th show.
Oh.
Okay.
We need to integrate
Duly
that.
noted. Duly noted. And I was just doing it just because it's what she was into. So, guys, for guys who listen to the show, and I know a lot of guys do, 4,300 followers. I know a lot of guys do. It goes both ways, gentlemen.
Yes, it does.
Goes out and
It
as
needs
alphas
to.
at this
It
table,
needs to.
As alphas
Yeah.
at this table, because Colonel, you're an alpha, correct, sir? Gus, you're an alpha, correct? Well, you're not at this point in time, goddammit. Anyway.
What?
Because Debbie has relegated you. No, I'm just.
Oh, no, I'm in the doghouse right now, but
for sure.
Hey, he's still a killer.
not an alpha. That
He's
means
still
I'm
a killer. He's still a killer.
His alphaism is taking a break even.
It just means I'm sleeping in the backyard.
It's just reining it in a little
We
bit.
old enough to remember
Yeah.
Snagglepuss. A lot of people aren't. Anyway.
Yeah, Snagglepuss. Yep.
You know what I
Exit
mean?
stage left.
Man. So, guys, it goes both ways. And believe it or not, true alpha males it will be about you and your wife. Not just you. It's about you and your wife as well. So you have to take an interest in their interest as well. Naturally. Not like, damn, I got to force myself to. If you're forcing yourself, it's not legit. It's not legit.
Maybe it could start off like that, and then once you start to appreciate, once the guy starts to appreciate, and sometimes that whole call it alpha, call it being stubborn, that shit has to be broken down. It doesn't; those walls don't come crumbling down all at once.
No, but
sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Here's what we need to understand. So we have a certain leadership style or a style as men that we rely on, right? And we'll call it a D. It's direct. That's alpha. It's a different way of calling it an alpha. But
let me see your cutter.
You can't overly rely on your strength. When you only rely on what you think is your strength, then you become a one-dimensional leader and a one-dimensional husband, for that matter.
Yeah.
You also have to explore the influencer and the supportive and, the other portions of that circle. They may not be comfortable for you, but you've got to get into those areas in order to be whole. And I will tell you, I'm going to admit this right up front. I do that more as a leader in the Army than I did it as a husband with my wife.
You meant a lot
That's
of
fair.
shit tonight.
That's absolutely true.
Hey, you in a safe space.
I'm telling you that when I was a leader in the Army, I was very, very conscientious about understanding where I was in that zone and understanding that I can't overly rely on it. I have to use other areas of the influential circle, right? Influence and
Right.
and conscientious, which is more analytical, evaluating the information. But I haven't been as devoted to that as I was as a military leader.
Fish
And
concerts?
so
Fish concerts?
I'm because
Taking that island? 20 years? 20 years on that island?
She was
Lord
so supportive. She was so supportive that it made it easy for me to not have to do that. Right? She made it easy for me because she's in the zone of I'm going to support, I'm going to be conflict resolution, conflict avoidance, right? And so I'm like, oh well, this is easy. Right?
I got a comment.
It's too easy.
When you finish, I got a comment
It's
for
too
that.
easy. So you take advantage of that, right? I'm just being completely
I'm
honest.
charging you in, Gus.
So
I got a comment.
The Gus
and,
Los
and,
show about
and
to
I'm
get
not
paid.
saying that I've been a complete tool my entire married life. I don't. One time Debbie wanted to sell vacuum cleaners. They were
Oric?
no, they were the big, really big ones.
Eureka?
No, they're like
I know what you're talking
The
about.
old school ones.
old school, high end.
So heavy to lift.
Big,
Yeah.
huge monster
Yeah.
things, and they were like it was $5,000 to $7,000 to buy the complete
That's a
set.
commercial fucking vacuum
Yeah.
cleaner.
And Debbie had gotten talked into somebody to selling these, and I was like, okay,
Right,
I said,
right.
I think I probably said, honey, do you think that selling is your thing? And she's like, yeah, I think I can do this. I'm like, all right, knock
Right.
yourself out,
Right.
give it a go. And in the end, sometimes you've got to she gave it a go for like 3 months. She was like, this is not for me.
And you know
And
what?
I could have said, I fucking told you 3 months
Right,
ago,
right.
but
You know what? You gotta learn
you
how
know
to
what?
be-
But you say, you know what? You gave it a good try. You know,
Being supportive even in defeat.
well, even when it's not, in your spouse's or even a friend. We've all had friends
You gotta let it play
that
out.
said,
You gotta let it play
Yeah.
out.
right, I'm gonna do X, and in your mind that they're just not. That's not their
Right. Strength.
strength.
Right.
They're not suited for that.
Now I got two comments.
But if you don't let them try it,
Wait
and
a
I
minute.
would say that the same goes for kids.
Our guest got something to say. on
Okay, kids, right? The same thing. You've got kids that say, "All right, I'm gonna try and be whatever," right? And you're like, "Okay,
that. I want to hear what
because you got to let them explore and fail."
You're right.
Right.
But
You have to let people understand on their own, because if you try to convince them otherwise, then you're not letting them find out. You're not letting them do their own self-discovery.
you're right. I want
Because I failed on 1,000 things. I swear to God.
Jimmy the Cricket.
She wanted to look at you and go, I knew you would go. I mean, we have the
Yeah,
same
there you go.
Yeah.
as wives. We
Yeah.
are so you want to try that. Processing.
Yep.
In the
Right.
back of the brain. Don't say it.
Yep.
Right.
Love you, honey. Go ahead. Give it a try.
Yeah.
And 3 months later, you're like, I didn't like that. You know what? Okay. We'll
Okay.
stop doing
Yeah.
that. All right.
Let's
And
try
we have the
something new.
same-
Yep.
We have the same. I promise you. Your partner's thinking the same thing. Like, I love you. Give you a chance.
Yeah, closer. Yeah.
Comment number one. That island
island, Jim, for God's
If you
sake.
I'm gonna get pushback.
Realization.
I like this
sake.
guess, Gus.
We're not just talking.
I told you to like.
We're not just talking about an island. We got to redo the whole kitchen. Okay, it's not
Okay,
just
so
like,
if that's what it
let's
takes.
just build an island.
If that's
it's
what
not
it
like
takes.
there's a space for the island. It's like a complete remodel here.
But you have help, though.
It's a $20,000.
And 20 years, it would have only been $1,000 a year by now.
Damn.
You got the right one, bro.
Mic drop. Boost.
All right. Damn, God damn, I'm going to have to build on
Debbie's
island.
going to be like, I need to meet her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That is
Bring her to the main stage.
Yes. You got invited. That island.
Go ahead, Gus.
I'm gonna get pushed back.
I'm never going to get away from this.
If you was married to a black woman, you had 3 years. You would not still be married.
Y'all know my name, right? I concur on that subject.
And the second comment, I just freaking forgot.
I concur on that subject.
Okay. All right.
Which is why I'm married.
Well, I think you and Carlos have touched on supporting those interests. We changed. You know, we're not the same people we were 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Spouses, change as well, and just got to roll with it.
Debbie used to love Pearl Jam. That was her band.
That's a good band.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got latched on to Fish.
Right?
And, Pearl Jam I could get into. Like, if she said, I'm going to take you to a Pearl Jam concert, I'd have been like, hell yeah. And through her sister, I think, she's got a much younger sister that was very much into Fish. And does anyone know? So for the fans that don't know, this is Fish, Phish. Okay, that's the spelling. And they're a jam band, and they explore a lot of minor chords and whatever, And she got into it. She got into it big. And, she's probably been to 30 Fish concerts now at this point. And they're just not my thing, I mean, I just don't. I've gone to the concerts with her, and I want to enjoy them. I try.
Try harder.
But I don't refuse going with her. I mean, I still go, and when she goes on her own or with her sisters, I'm like, hey, how was the show? And what did they perform? And so it's but that's her thing. This is, if she had a hobby, following Fish would be your hobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I ask a question as newbie, right? Because I've listened to some of y'all's shows. So define for me, as a woman who's been a go-getter. I'm not alpha female. I don't put my husband in a big position. But define alpha for me as you men are talking about it, because I'm genuinely curious about that. Because you all obviously are incredibly affectionate. But for the women, of the 4,300 in the audience, can I ask, define it for me? Because
it's a
here's
fair
the
question.
deal. No, and the reason I ask that is because there's a whole thing. I know the two topics we don't talk about. We ain't gonna talk about it. But there's a thing with women. We don't want to be called submissive to your husband,
Right?
And I like what Carlos said at the very beginning. It was like, I walk next to my wife. And there's times in a marriage, and I always like this analogy because Guy's stepdad told him that. His marriage is never 50-50, ever. It is 70-30, it's 80-20, and it is constantly
It's a flux. It's always in flux.
It's always flux.
Right. Yeah.
Do it right. So just educate me, please, if you would, when y'all say alpha, what that means, because that can, for ladies, have a negative connotation, but I'm not getting any of that vibe from any of you. I am getting nothing but a positive, and I want my husband to go get and be powerful and strong and doing the things he wants to do. That is important to me as his wife, that he is successful and strong and care and loves himself. So
Yeah.
Go, Gus.
We drink blood. We drink bourbon. We smoke cigars. We eat what we kill.
What's Jim?
Here we go. That's
Go,
right there.
Go, Gus. Gus, you want to expound on that? You want to go?
It's just a mindset.
All right.
It's take charge.
Love it.
And in taking charge, be honest enough. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, learn. And graft that into you.
Yeah.
And just be a man how you were designed to be. You know, walk tall, hold your woman's hand.
Yeah.
Hold your woman's hand, respect
Yeah.
her, love her. Love her. And that
Look,
and
goosebumps.
every day that word for me, it gets broader because that's a deep. But that's five.
Yeah, that's about 5 podcasts.
Yeah.
That
That's
word
like
is deep.
my hair is standing up. That's hot. That's awesome.
Yeah, so being an alpha is about that fluctuation. Sometimes in an alpha, when you're, speaking with your wife, as I've learned this, and I've been married for 17 years. So sometimes an alpha has to learn to shut the fuck up and listen to his wife. It doesn't mean you're like, oh, well, now I'm a bitch because I got to shut up and listen to what she say and do what she says, because it might just be better for you and the family, her idea, accepting the how can I put it? Accepting the change or accepting the idea that your wife might have. Because there are some guys out there who feel they're alphas who are like, it's what the fuck I say and nothing else.
No, they're bullies.
That's
a
not
bully.
an alpha.
Yes.
That's a bully, not an alpha.
So what you need to do is say, okay, honey, we need to sit down. Let's talk about it. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. But however, your idea may be better than this alpha's idea over here. The protector and whatnot. So part of being an alpha is also using your fucking ears and your brain. Connect it together.
Can I offer a small anecdote? So when I was in the bar waiting, you were going to pick me up.
Yes.
There was a TV show on, and somebody had broken into this house, and the woman was leading.
No.
And the man was behind her.
No.
Right? While she explored what was going on in this, what they thought was a break-in in the house.
Wow.
And that immediately struck me as, that's completely wrong.
No.
Yeah.
If you're not, I don't care if you want to call it sexist or misogynistic or whatever, you're the larger human in the building. You have more strength. You have more power. Your reflexes are probably, stronger. Why the fuck aren't you in front? Right? And why the fuck haven't you grabbed something in your hand that you can beat this invader with? Right? Why is she walking in front of you? I was astonished. I was stunned. But it wasn't, they weren't even making a comment. This in the movie was almost normalized, right? It was like, well, this is the new normal. We're going to let the woman take the lead, and, when she gets the living shit kicked out of her, then, maybe you can run out the window or head out the door. I don't know. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
I want to be protected.
Yeah.
I do count on that. Like in those situations, in a parking garage where you accidentally end up in the basement and it looks
like
a little
that.
I am really glad that guy's like, I got you, and he's like standing in, he's in front of me, and I'm like, thank you. That's yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And
they want to label it as toxic masculinity. That's what they're. The thing I think this whole podcast is about is embracing what is now being called toxic masculinity. And we're saying it's not toxic. It's just masculine. And it makes us what we are. We're the men that we are. We love our wives and our women and our daughters, and we're going to protect them.
Yes.
And that doesn't make us oddballs of the century. That's what that's what we've been programmed to do for the last 200,000 years.
Yes.
So that's marketing.
We're not going to change it.
I will tell you that that's why I asked you why you gentlemen use alpha, because that has been turned into that.
It is.
And the way
it's
you
toxic
all
now.
described it is healthy. It is giving. It is taking. And it is a back and forth. And it has been portrayed as a woman that, I love and respect my husband, and he is a protector, and I care about him. And I want him, he is amazing, and I can't say that, but he's sitting over there. I'm going to get with him. So
He's
anyway,
listening. He's listening.
My
Turning the color of her
point
shirt.
is, but I've heard people I know use the term alpha very ugly
Sure.
Right.
as a woman.
Yeah.
That it's like, no,
misconstrued,
wait
yes.
a minute. So how you all use it is very healthy.
Yes.
To be the men you were designed to be, and I appreciate what your definition is.
Yeah, we're not
Because
talking
I
about the
have heard-
idiot alphas.
Well, and that's the
They're
thing.
not alphas. They're
Or the bullies.
There's a
Yeah,
bully.
bullies. We're not talking about
That's not an
that-
alpha.
No, that's right.
That's actually a weak man.
No, because that
A weak
bully-
man
That's actually
bullies
a
because
Teletubby.
he's insecure
Right.
and
And
he
that- my wife-
achieves power through bullyism.
My wife has to submit in a way that was never
Yeah,
intended
no,
that word
no,
ever
that's not
came
that's
up.
not alpha.
No,
And
that's not an alpha.
Because no, God and I have conversations, and there are times.
I will tell you
literally-
this:
Well,
an
yeah.
alpha will never tell his woman, "Shut the fuck up when I'm speaking."
Amen. No, you know what? But
Never.
But I have had my husband, who loves me, say, you know what? I don't like this, and I'm starting to get resentful because this is happening. And I said, I don't want you to feel like that about me. And it had changed my behavior. I didn't realize I was doing something that made him feel resentful, and he could use his words and tell me, and I don't mean to sound, but literally,
No.
not just get resentful and be angry about it, but like, you know what, I don't like it. And I'm getting resentful
Right.
about the fact you do X. I'm like,
But,
shit, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do X anymore.
Right, but a true alpha, will engage you in
Thank you.
conversation
Right.
Right.
to understand your feelings and understand
Alphas, so,
Amen.
where you come
and
from.
I would
Right.
argue this is one of my challenges. So alphas love argument
For the sake of an argument.
for the sake of conflict resolution.
Poke the bear.
Okay,
Gus is listening.
right. So
I just had a flashback.
I love a good argument, right? I mean, I'll embrace a good
Back and
argument.
forth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but and that's sometimes where I'll run into challenges with my wife because I'll be like, "No, that's not right. We shouldn't do that." She'll be like, "Okay." I'm like, "Wait a minute.
I'm not done.
Hold on. Is that really not okay,
Right.
or
Is that-
are you just
Fine.
right? Are you? Yeah, fine, honey." And you're like, "Oh, I don't think so. I don't think that's what she really means. We gotta rub this out, Come on."
I just had a flashback. You guys just triggered me.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so long story short, many jobs ago, had to carry a gun. Had to call some people before I went into certain areas. So I'm in a dead sleep, and pow! I get punched in the freaking face by my wife, and she says, "Who the fuck is Sharon?" I didn't even answer that question. I said, "What?" In probably the loudest voice I've used several times in my life. I said, "If you do that fucking shit again, I'm gonna throw you through this fucking window."
Oh shit, Gus.
And I explained who this. I said, "Hey, I have to call this individual before I step into this environment, so they know that I'm coming, so they won't call off, so they can call off the dogs." Mm-hmm. But let me say, when I yelled, because I'm in flight or fight right now,
Right.
or in that moment,
You just got bitch slapped.
You just got Will Smith. Go ahead.
she didn't do that shit again. I'll tell you that.
Well, neither will Will Smith.
No, he won't repeat that failure. That's for sure.
The problem was it was early in the morning and she didn't have any Q&A coffee, which helps improve your mental.
That boy's silky.
And then he focused, and it has a superior taste. Q&A coffee is for thinkers like us at the Gus Los show.
Silky.
Reach out to Q&A coffee. That's the letter Q, letter A.com.
You need a sign.
Okay.
A sign lit up. Don't ever do that again.
Second worst
CA
segue.
signs for that.
Yeah.
You need a whole bunch of
I
signs.
didn't think you could exceed the last.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Man. Where we at on time?
We're an hour 15.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we
wow.
got 15
Wow.
minutes. We got about 15 minutes.
So at this table, we can all agree
okay.
that in a marriage,
The lady needs a refill. That's what she's
where's
asking.
that Wilford?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
So we all-
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Shit.
Sorry, Carlos.
So we can all agree that taking an interest in your spouse's hobbies, interests, whatever, only makes the marriage better. It can't make it worse.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that we can agree that as men, we're not as good at it as our female partners. I mean, I think all three of us, if we're being completely honest, we're not as good at doing it most of the time. Most of the time, they're much better at supporting us in our endeavors and our weird, hobbies or whatever it might be. Weren't usually, generally, not nearly as good at being as supportive as they are for us, and especially in the later. So, marriages are a long hourglass, right? And there's a lot of shit changes.
Why'd you say
in
it like that?
marriage,
It does.
right?
Marriage does change.
Shit changes in a marriage,
Yes.
and we can become, the longer a marriage goes, the more complacent we can become, and I would argue that the men probably become more complacent.
She is not foreign
There
to
we
whisper.
go.
You see how she grabbed that bottle?
We become
look
more
concerned.
complacent than the women.
Yeah.
Right? Because women are generally speaking,
It's give and take, and we need to learn to.
Yeah.
We give in terms of whether it's financial, but we need to give more from leaning more with love in other areas.
Yeah.
The advantage of that, when you show that interest in whatever your wife, when she comes home from the Fish concert and you ask her, did they play X? Did they play Y? Did they play Z? I'm telling you, there is nothing hotter. I mean, seriously, when you can, whether or not you go do whatever her hobby is with her, when you care and you ask that question, I guarantee you, she's suddenly saying, okay, he's paying attention.
Right.
Okay. Because if you're honest, men are microwaves and women are crock pots when it comes to how to warm us up.
True.
All right?
True.
So
True.
you start saying, how was the concert? How was what you love? How was this? How was... She suddenly go, I just turned it up from warm to low to high. And the crock pot lasts a lot longer, gentlemen. So I'm just saying this works in your advantage.
That's good advice.
It's in your advantage to care about what she cares about enough to ask her the right questions, not just the superficial crap. You can do
Right.
that. How was the concert? Did they play this song?
Yeah.
Did they do this? Did whatever that thing is, and you ask her that question, she's paying attention.
Well, she named
And-
her dog after one of their songs.
See?
But she
So-
wanted to name him after another song. It was called Blaze. And I was like, no, you're not naming our dog after a stripper.
Oh, thank you. That's actually smart. That was good.
Yeah, Blaze, that's a bad name for a dog.
It is.
So we went with
And a cigar lounge.
Blue, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, Blaze?
Subtle dig.
I had to
Leave that one alone.
I had to veto that one. I had to veto that one.
That was a subtle dig.
So, all right. So I guess we're about to wrap it up. We're about a minute 18.
Yeah.
Hour 18.
Hour 18, hour
All right,
19.
all right. About normal. About normal.
Right.
Did you ever go get that manicure?
What?
You've been busy. You've been busy. You've been busy.
Yeah,
You've
on
been
the
busy.
show.
Well, what we talked about it on the last
trying to open
podcast.
up
Help us
business.
get manicures.
Well, yes, I know you're trying to open up a business.
No, they don't. They
You
just
gotta
chew
take
their
time
nails.
out. You gotta take time out for yourself, brother.
I know.
Gotta take time
So
out.
one of the things that my brother always gets on me about is,
Got to smell the roses.
and it's just how I'm built. I'm a pleaser, and I'm all about pleasing other people. I'm also about
That makes
taking
you a
care of my
DC.
business. I'm
Yeah.
really, and you guys know how the bar has been 20 years coming. My dream of 20 years.
Totally psyched about this.
I say 10 years because 10 years ago I got serious about making this come true. The Jester, 4529 Vine Street, coming here to you soon, Cincinnati, Ohio. 365 smoke patio.
The Jester?
The Jester.
I love that fucking name, dude.
You know where
I didn't
got
know that was the name.
You know where I got that from?
No, where?
So my father, for 30 plus years, owned a bar called the Joker. And I wanted to name it the Joker because he has passed away, gone on to a better place. But I said, you know what? I don't want to go in hardcore on his name.
That's a great.
So
that's
I
a
need
great
to
name.
think of a name that resonates with
Yeah.
the Joker. And my wife, I'm going to give her the kudos. My wife said, well, you know, a jester.
A jester
is the
is same as a joker.
As a
Yeah.
joker. So
Yeah.
why not the Jester? So
I like
she
that
is
name, dude.
responsible for the name.
I love
the
that name.
Jester.
Well,
Love it.
and that's her loving you. Loving you well.
That's her. That's
because
her.
you loved her well, she loves you well.
Yes,
Look at that.
that is her being vested in. What is the show about? My interest. That is her being vested in my interest. So yeah, that's where that came from.
Good
the
job,
Jester.
buddy.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bartend there.
Yes, he is.
That's gonna be my.
I'm just going to be a
gonna have
patron.
to-
I want to be a patron there. That's all
gonna
I'm
have
going to
to-
do. I'm just going to come be a
Oh,
patron and drink
I want to
there.
bartend.
So-
I'm gonna wear a bow tie and shit.
Hey,
It'll be good.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'll wear a
I
bow
changed my
tie,
mind.
whatever you want.
I love it though, but I will tell you this. So, because as I'm opening up this place, right? You change things constantly. So, something that came to my mind is, oh shit, Los, like you said you were gonna put like only four wines from a guy who does fine dining, right?
Yeah,
and I'm
you
like,
need more than 4.
no. So
More like 100.
I actually got lucky and got my wine rep from the Quarter Bistro that I used to run to come and be with me. And I was like, I went from 4, I now have 12 wines.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
6 reds, 6 whites. You know what I mean? Because who's going to be inside the bar while the guys are smoking out on the patio? The wives, the girlfriends, you know what I mean? The side pieces. I'm going to say it. Fuck it.
You did not just say
Yes,
so.
I did.
Oh,
He did just say
Did
side
I?
pieces.
So wait.
Now
wait.
you're in the doghouse.
Wait. I challenge you to tell me I'm a liar right now.
Tell you what?
I challenge you to tell me I'm a liar right now.
I can't.
Well, it's
I-
the
I-
reference. It's the
Okay, so
reference.
no, so seriously, I didn't know Ashley Madison was still a thing.
Ooh.
I did not know that was still a thing. I thought that website for
Oh, it's going strong.
I did not. I thought that died with that website. I
Can
had
somebody
no idea.
tell? I don't know what Ashley Madison is.
It's married people cheating website,
Yes.
basically.
Oh, really?
I didn't know it was still a
They are
thing.
out there.
They had a big old
I
lawsuit.
guess it's good I don't know.
Yeah, oh, you know what? Debbie is right now going, thank God.
He doesn't look for
Nope,
it.
my
I thought it
husband
was
did
like
not
a
know
rock star or
either.
something.
Guy did not know either, and I was
So,
really great.
But for me, what I'm saying is there's money to be had, so I'm going to get it. So
That's your alpha speaking right there.
I accept that. But however, I will say that I didn't, I had to change my thinking perceptionally because I was so focused on the cigars smokers that I said, wait a minute. What about the people on the inside? Are you going to really shortchange them? No, that's not how I'm going to build.
Good call, buddy.
So,
Good call.
and even Gus will, as I've went to many cigar bars with him, he'll order a bottle of wine to smoke with his cigars because that's a common thing as well.
When he's in that stage.
So I need to have, yes, when he's in that stage. He hasn't been in that
What
stage.
in the
quite some
fuck
time.
are you eating right now?
Chicken and something.
Mushrooms?
Pasta,
Onions.
Brussels sprouts,
Ooh, love Brussels.
and Italian sausages
Gone, boy.
mixed in with some pesto.
Well, you got it all. You got carbs, fats, proteins. You got the whole thing.
He'll burn that in a couple
Vegetables? Got
hours.
vegetables?
He'll burn that in a couple hours. So before we leave, I do have to say this. So I did my daughter's graduation party. Gus, I got to get you right now. I'm saying this for the second time on this show. So Gus comes to the graduation party and he's like, all right, man, well, what are you having? So I had a taco bar and I cook. And I mean,
He's a great cook.
I cook.
Very good.
I cook. Being a general manager of many restaurants, my thing was to be close to the chefs because I love food. So, and they hated it because chefs are really territorial in their kitchens. And even though you're their fucking boss, they don't give a shit. They're like, get the fuck out of my kitchen. I'm like, whatever. It's your kitchen, but it's my building. You know, deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I learned a lot about cooking with these chefs. One of my mentor is a chef. So I hooked up a taco bar. Not just any taco bar, but a taco bar. So Gus comes and Gus is like smoking a cigar. He's like, all right, time to eat. You know, he decides time to eat. And he's like, hey, man, what's left? I said, well, you missed the chicken. And I really was thinking about my friend when I did that chicken. That chicken was fire. It was fire. 2 catering pans of chicken. He missed out. They ran through it. So I had the beef left. So I say, well, Gus, you know, there's a couple of pans of beef. Left. So Gus comes back out on the patio with this fucking mountain of beef and tortilla chips.
So the rest of your beef.
It was a shit ton of, I'm just like, fuck, well, okay, get full, brother. So he ate that, right? And now I'm packing up because now it's coming to a close and I'm packing up and I'm like, oh, there's a whole pan left. So I'll just, you know, take this little pan and I'll put it in my car. I'll put it in my truck and, you know, take it home and I'll do, you know, I don't know, nachos or whatever for the kids and myself. And Gus goes, hey, man, where's that other pan? Where's that other pan of meat? And I go, oh, man, it's in the car. And I'm thinking this brother, after what he had, was actually going to, what's up, Chris? In the building, the mayor. And Gus goes out here. And let me tell y'all, it was not enough left.
Hold on, did he steal your bowl?
My boy. No, he did not. He literally went.
When in Rome.
Hey,
Rome.
I wish I had a videotape that he went out to the car, popped my trunk, and scooped out a shit ton of more of beef.
Well, let me see. At least he didn't steal your bowl.
I returned it.
It's in his trunk.
He does return it.
It's in the trunk.
Hey, now mind you, he returns it empty, but it comes back.
I just hate to see good food go to waste.
That's true.
Because
my kids are spoiled.
That's a
Because
noble.
of the way I cook,
That's a
we've
noble.
talked about this. Because of the way I cook, my kids, they're like, leftovers. I'm like, what the fuck? What you mean?
Leftovers are the best,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, but I whenever I cook, I always look to Gus as one of those people like, well, did he enjoy it? Because he loves food. And he signs off like, bruh, that was good. And I know I'm going to get it straight from him. If it's not good, he's going to tell me.
That's like Justin.
Yeah. He's going to tell me. He's going to be like, bruh, that was shit. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So that's my story, you know, with Gus food.
Can I
Y'all done
have
heard this a million times.
Can I
I'm going to
do
keep
10
telling them.
seconds?
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say, my husband came here and sat on this couch and listened to all this stuff all night long and just drank his wine and
Right.
didn't say anything. And I love him. I
Come
love
on,
him.
girl.
He's my alpha because he loves me.
And he's a hunter.
All
He's what?
right.
He's a hunter.
Hunter and a protector.
Hunt protector. We're going to walk into a very scary parking garage after this whole thing.
Oh my God! You guys got to walk with me because I got to walk in the same
That's
garage.
a scary freaking
Can I
parking
tell
Yeah,
you
that
this?
is just.
But I love him, and I'm here because he lifts me up. And the men that do that, I'm telling you, your marriages, your partnerships, it is the strongest thing you can ever do. Because I do get to fly, and I spent a lot of years at the beginning of our marriage. I didn't fly, and he taught me how to fly again. He taught me how to fly again. Take care of me.
God, this for you. Hit that button, man.
Hit that button. Can we get a hand clap? Well, I will tell
I
you.
love you, baby.
I will tell you that.
There's some hot sex coming. And guys, you better get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Look out there. We're going to
I
pretend to make a baby tonight. We're going to pretend to make a baby tonight. I'm going to tell you. There's no
Love
safer
it.
guy.
Love
There
it.
is no safer guy to walk into a garage like that than with the Colonel. Let me tell you.
All right, Colonel.
Because he got you. He got you.
Well, I may not look like much, but
But listen, you know. So
I'll
shout
kill
out to
him.
A&E Coffee. Shout out to A&E Coffee. What the? I'm tipsy. A&E Sign Company.
Q&A.
Shout out to Q&A Coffee. Thanks to our guests, the beautiful. Please say your name again.
Stephanie Adams.
Stephanie Adams. Hey, that's a famous singer. I like that. All right.
Oh, hey. It is.
Shout out to my boy Gus. Yeah, this was a pleasure, my brother. Good subject. He came up with the subject matter. Shout out to the Colonel back in the building.
back in the building.
Back in the building.
Say nighty night and kiss me. Say nighty night and tell me you'll miss me.
Do it,
Good
girl.
night, everybody.
I love that song. I love that
Wait.
song.
One more thing. We got about 10 minutes left. One more thing. Where that poem at, player?
Oh yeah.
Poem time.
I normally start us off with a shot. But
Do,
I'm not
do you
drinking.
need? All right.
Shot of lemonade.
Do you need a
Shot of
filler?
lemonade.
Shot of lemonade.
Shot of organic lemonade.
Gus, I can hear you swilling. It's not healthy. Yeah. Do you need a filler again? Another fun fact while you're looking.
He does. What's one? You had one left.
I did have one left, but I don't want to interfere with his. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll save my fun fact for the next one.
Carlos, you want to be in there on this?
Oh, no. Just
Carlos,
Oh.
you want to get in on? Oh, he in the
okay.
he in the shitter.
That's not even nice. We're not nice.
You can feel the love. You can feel the love.
Just enough. Just enough. Not too much. Just enough.
Yeah.
Are we doing car bombs?
No.
No.
No car bombs. No sir.
I'm not carrying his ass down these steps.
No,
There's
sir.
no way. No fucking way.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm waiting for Carlos to come back to the table.
Stephanie, you can't miss the poem. They're usually epic. Oh, you've got to go to the girls' room.
I'll just wait. I'll just hang on.
Okay, well, you know what we can do? There's a technological thing we called pause.
All right. Like to hear it? Here it go. Whew. Why don't I feel like drinking right now?
I don't know.
I don't know. Go.
We get another squiggle.
Another squig of lemonade.
Are you sure there's not alcohol in that lemonade?
Right. It might be some tequila.
Because he's been slurring his words.
Come on,
kinda
Gus, give it
weird.
to me, brother.
You're ready. Well, let me say this before the FCC shuts us down. A silver spoon, I've never had it. I have seen my share of static. It's what's made me charismatic. Born leader who was born an Aries in a foreign two-seater with a pouring diva blowing smoke, pouring liters of vodka. Guess this is when I'm supposed to vent, huh? Y'all think the Bengals going to the Super Bowl, huh? Reality, I had one more personality bit, huh? A compass, I need one of those. Because I'm wandering in my darkness, but I can see straight, and it feels great being clean around this, being clean around this, being clean around this garbage, two-stepping through the garden full of frozen snakes when I'm a lion, warm-hearted, but still getting undergarments from Target. But I'm a good fella, fucking after that cat on my tongue, but never that cat got my tongue. Used to have my skeletons in the closet, but now they sit in my living room. Right at this particular moment, I'm in the zone where I'm wondering how far would this ride go, reflecting on how this life is a blessing, feeling that same feeling before I got my first bad chick that I got after undressing, feeling like, am I really going to get this? Then hearing that confident voice saying, yeah, you going to get this. I lost my freaking spot. You laughing. You distracted me. All right,
you're gonna get this.
All right. Just hope that you don't stick your dick in a dub, because that chick could end up to be your wife or your mistress or a chick, the same chick, same type of chick as your mistress, or a chick that's just going to draw your name with a stick in the mud. Rather intended or unintended. It all comes with the territory. No pun intended. Los and Gus, we're the nicest over here. Los and Gus, La Familia over here. Shotgun on the couch shit. Wrong ones to be running your mouth with over here. Purple rain, I only want to see you laughing in that purple rain.
Boy, let me
Wow,
tell you something. Can we get a hand clap?
Yeah, hold on.
I like that one. I like that one. I like that. Let's pop it. You know what? There's a reason you're my best friend.
Pulling some Prince there? Are you kidding me? Woo! Damn! All right.
So,
Yes.
so you know, that is the best poem you've ever said.
That's some
on
deep
this
shit,
show.
dude. That was some
That's the
heavy
best poem
shit.
you've ever said on this show.
That was some heavy shit.
You can't go down. You can't go down now. You got to go up.
No, but y'all.
I accept the challenge. I accept the
that's
challenge.
You
That's
guys
a-
gave him a lot of crap for taking too long to get ready for this, and look what he produced.
Yeah, he did. He did. And he did that at kind of. Yeah.
Damn, Gus.
I aim to please. I aim to please. I aim to please.
Dude, I got to go back and think on that one.
Right.
Like, I really got
That
to
one makes
think
you
on that one.
contemplate a
Yeah.
little bit.
That was pretty good.
Gus and Los
No, that
show
was really good.
coming at you straight, no chaser.
And
We
as we wrap
appreciate you.
this up, if you want to comment on the comments you heard on this podcast, you can hit us at the Gus and Low Show at gmail.com. If you can guess the buffer music on any of the podcasts, not just this one, going back, once again, hit us up at the Gus and Low Show at gmail.com with the correct answer. We will send you a t-shirt, maybe a shot glass, or maybe some Gus and Low's panties.
As indeed, because there's big clamor for that.
Yeah.
I'll go get the
panties.
She wants some panties.
She gets a t-shirt tonight. You know what? So she gets a t-shirt, she gets the coffee.
All right,
I'm going to give you
boys.
my key because I ain't going back downstairs. I go downstairs. My man. She gets a Q&A coffee.
All right,
and she gets a
we're
t-shirt.
signing off.
We are signing off, Colonel.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you guys. Love you
Tell
guys.
your friends, spread the word. If this is your first time listening, be sure to hit the like and subscribe
Subscribe.
button, please.
And we out.